Jim, the banks have been really tough stocks year to date. Yet we just added SunTrust last week to the portfolio. I kind of think it's a special situation, but also think that these are down and out stocks right now, and the valuations make some sense, particularly in certain parts of the country, the regionals.
Right. I mean, one of the things that, if you listen to Home Depot's conference call, you know that the South is doing much better than the rest of the country, possible exceptions some parts of the West. And the banks all trade as a unit until they don't. And I think that SunTrust is a growth bank. There's a lot of banks that at various times in their life cycle have great growth, and it tends to be because the loan environment, we've almost forgotten the fact that there's a loan environment that's a geographical and regional business. And SunTrust happens to have better loan growth, but they're all trading down together as if all that matters is net interest margin. At a certain point, loan growth will become what you want a bank in. That's what always happens after a gigantic collapse of the bank stocks.
And the interesting part about SunTrust, not only you mentioned the loan growth, but also their efficiency ratio. Their expenses are still very high relative to the rest of their peers. And they have an aggressive plan to get those lower. And I think that if they can get that efficiency ratio down to, say, the 60% level from the current 65% level, you actually get positive operating leverage on earnings if you have that top line. So top line goes up and expenses come down. It's a really kind of an interesting story.
Should be good. Now, look, the algorithm traders are back, which they say, listen, if you get 7 to 10 ticks and interest rates going higher, you buy the banks. If it's 7 to 10 ticks, you're going lower, then you sell the banks. And that vortex isn't going to be removed. I know that Frank Blake yesterday on Home Depot was talking about how mortgage rates surprisingly went way too high. If mortgage rates come down, treasuries come down, understand that we have to get to a level where that algorithm is broken. And what we really think about is loan growth. It hasn't happened yet. We've had so many obstacles. We've had net interest margin being the focus. We've had the government being the focus. Next is growth, and SunTrust has growth.